What's good, YouTube? I'm here with my buddy John. Nice to meet y'all. I'm Kevin. This is our first episode of All the Smoke Barbecue. Today we have this prime Chuckeye. We're gonna make this as a roast, but we're gonna do it Texas brisket style, so it's gonna be very interesting. You know, the seasonings that we're gonna be using the TX by Killer Hogs, the brisket rub, and we're gonna be using this hardcore black seasoning. So I'm looking forward to it. John, you got anything to say to the viewers?
So the big thing of why we decided to go with the Chuckeye is a couple months ago I was talking with Kevin, and basically money gets tight ever since COVID hit. You know, briskets even shot up in price. So you start looking around, you start craving brisket, but you don't want to go to your local, you know, restaurant to get the stuff that's probably just been boiled and charred later on. So we went in and we started looking, and like we heard something that's called the poor man's brisket, which was literally just a chuck roast, and did one of those bad boys, and it came out fantastic. But what I found out after the whole thing is that the Chuckeye specifically was the best eating experience out of the whole chuck roast.
So we're gonna get this thing on the smoker, and we're gonna show y'all how we do it, what we wrap it with. You know, we're gonna give y'all the steps on how to make this bad boy. You know, looking forward to it.
So first things first, we're gonna pat this dry, and most seasonings, if you actually look at the actual steps that these seasonings say, like for example on this one, it will even tell you to do so. Pat it dry, that way it gets a good rub onto it. Easiest way to do that, I think everybody has this at home, paper towels. Worst case scenario, you can use a cloth towel. I would recommend using one of these instead, that way you don't dirty up any of your stuff and mama won't get mad at you.
There you go.
So let's get this bad boy nice and dry.
So at home, you could also use binder. I know a lot of people use olive oil and mustard. Today, since we're just cooking at home, you know, we're just gonna get it patted dry. But if you are in competition, I would recommend using a binder, a little bit of olive oil or a little bit of mustard.
There is so many different binders as well you can do. You can do mustard, you can use, like the newest thing right now, avocado oil, because it's actually really good. It has a high smoke point, so it won't burn up either the house or whatever you're doing outside. And it doesn't have too much flavor profile that'll change up the flavor of what you're cooking. But another really good one that's actually cheaper than avocado oil, like I said, because COVID messed everything up, grapeseed oil. All right, so now that our roast has been totally patted dry with our paper towels, we're gonna go on first with our hardcore carnivore black seasoning. So let's check this bad boy out. We're gonna coat this baby nice and good. Pat it in.
It's a nice even coat.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Nice even coat.
And this stuff can get expensive. I mean, especially if you're barbecuing as much as me and Kev. Use every bit that you can. So don't be afraid to get your hands
dirty. Get on all that sides.
Get all that beautiful goodness right there. And because I mean, this thing is like, I believe it was like $12 a bottle, and where most seasonings that you see right now are going about $9.99 each, so 10 bucks.
All right, guys. Since we just got this nice coat of the hardcore black seasoning, we're gonna top it off with some TX, the brisket rub by Killer Hogs. It's my good old reliable rub. I use Malcolm Reed's rub a lot. So we're just gonna do a nice small coat. We don't want to overpower it, so we are just gonna, you know, top it off with the brisket rub. Yep. Let's flip it over. Same nice small even coat. Nothing too overpowering. Don't forget them sides. And forget these. That's where the money's at right here, ladies and gentlemen. And once you're done, pat it in. Pat those sides in with the extra rub that we have laying down. Yep. I think that's good, ladies and gentlemen. So what we are gonna do is we're gonna fire up our pit. We're gonna let this sit, let this rub kick into the meat, let it sweat. You know, about maybe 15 minutes. We're gonna throw this on, you know, and we'll see y'all whenever we fire up this pit.
Alright folks, so I've already fired up my Traeger. We've already had it going now for about I would say maybe 15 minutes, we're already at temp and already up to the maximum temp that allows us to super smoke. All right, let's get this bad boy going, baby. So I'm gonna be going on the bottom rack. Now, obviously, most people are like, well, which direction you're gonna go? And because certain people have smokestacks and stuff like that. With Traeger with 885, you don't have that problem. It has a downward exhaust, which actually pushes the smoke in about a figure 8 motion throughout the entire pit and pushes the smoke downward towards the back, which is amazing because you get a really even smoke.
There we go. So we're gonna let this bad boy rest. In a couple hours, we'll put a probe into it, and then we'll start checking our internal temperatures.
All right, YouTubers, so biggest thing is also knowing internal temperature meat. I mean, look at the bark on that bad boy. It's already looking gorgeous, man. And if only you could smell through the camera. Oh my God, it's amazing.
It smells great.
But right now, what we're gonna do is go to the thickest part of the meat here, which is gonna be right in here.
So right now we are sitting at 100 internal temp. Our goal that we want to do is we want to do 202. So we are cooking this like a brisket. So now we're just watching the internal temp. We'll come look at it. We'll give you updates on the good old Chuckeye, and we'll see y'all in a bit. All right, guys. So the Chuckeye roast has been about on the pit for about roughly going on an hour and a half. We're sitting at 136 internal temp. Now we're just gonna give it a quick check and see how it looks. Man, it's looking nice. You see that fat's already starting to render down.
Oh yeah.
Yep, and it smells great. It smells great. So I'm thinking that we're gonna wrap this around 150 or so. And show you how the wrapping process goes. But we also got some beef tallow as well. We're gonna incorporate that into our wrapping. And like I said, we are shooting for around 202 internal temp, so we still got a little ways to go, but I just wanted to give y'all a quick update. And yeah, we will see y'all whenever we are going to take this off of the pit.
All right, YouTubers, so our internal temp for our Chuckeye is running at 149 so far. And this is the time that we're going to go ahead and wrap it and throw a little beef tallow in. We'll add some extra flavor and a lot of extra moisture. Oh, gorgeous.
That looks great.
Oh man, if you could feel this bark right now, it's amazing.
It's great.
Oh Lord. Good. Alright. What I've laid down is some butcher paper. So it's actually still breathable, so we can actually still get smoke penetration, but at the same time it holds in all the juices. You can also use tin foil, which is also called the Texas crutch. But what ends up happening there is you have a great potential of losing your bark, and this decision has really helped us get a bark. I really don't want to lose it. I mean, anytime you wrap anything, you're gonna almost start jellifying this bark, and this will at least help me not get all the way there. So anyways, the next part is this beef tallow, and oh my God, I opened this thing up right now and it just smells like heaven. I would have never thought like smell this, Kevin.
Oh man.
Yeah. Dude, that's like, it's almost like grits. And we're probably gonna, what we're gonna do once this bad boy's finished is still top it off and let it rest with some more beef tallow, because what ends up happening is, just like a steak, you want it to have time to rest and really absorb all the moistures that it's pretty much trying to render and push out. Like, this is going to help keep it moisture instead of like constantly spritzing this bad boy, but at the same time finishing it off with tallow as it's resting. It's going to just like act like a sponge, just soak it all back up. So let's get to it. It's a simple style of wrapping. We call this burrito wrap. And what we're gonna do, I mean, look at that, look at that tallow just melting. Damn. It's ready, bro. Just go ahead and trap that bad boy. We're gonna pull it tight, chop this side, fold it over, chop this side, fold it over. And just start folding there's our present. Nice and tight. Now, back onto the pit. Sit back here. Good night, baby.
Now we just watch the internal temps. Once it hits 202, we will take this bad boy off. And then, you know, rest and process, the hardest part. Then it's time to eat.
All right, guys. Welcome back. As you can hear, that is that temp gauge going off at our goal mark of 202. So, that is our Chuckeye roast. Let's go ahead and bring this bad boy out. Oh man, look at that. Now that fat's just dripping out, man. It's like ready, man. So, one thing we're gonna do, we're gonna open this bad boy up. We're gonna see what we're working with, but we are going to let it rest. But the only thing different is that we're gonna pour more tallow on top to help. Like I said earlier, basically, this meat's gonna act like a sponge. So every bit of tallow that we put in there now, it's gonna soak right back in, and it's gonna be rich in flavor, which will be flavor. I mean, let's get to it, buddy. I'm tired of talking about it. So, Chuckeye's done. I mean, you can see all the tallow that's coming out. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and unwrap this, that way we can see this beauty, and we're gonna let it rest in more beef tallow. Oh, baby. Good Lord have mercy.
Jiggle test.
Oh, dude.
Wow.
Yeah. That is just, wow, look at all that juice, man. Like I said, I think that jiggle's on point. Get down to business. More beef tallow. Go ahead and tinfoil the outside. Let this baby rest. Yeah, I can smell the tallow working, man. It's amazing. It's just another rich beef flavor. Cool. Okay, so it's already rested for about an hour. It was hard waiting, but oh, I need the smell. Jesus Christ. Now I'm gonna go ahead and slice this way, because I mean, if we pull this way, that's Chuckeye steak, so I want to cut it this way. Man, look at that smoke ring.
Oh, that smells good too, dude.
Take a peek at what we're looking at. Yeah. Smacking, bro.
That's the stuff.
Smacking. Now, as far as ooh, oh, dude, look at that.
Easy.
Too easy.
Alrighty, guys. So we just finished cutting into our Chuckeye roast. In my opinion, I couldn't even tell you the difference between if you were to put a brisket flat in front of me and this. It tastes just like it. I'm so surprised at how much this tastes like brisket. It's ridiculous. What do you think, John?
We're not sponsored. We're not being paid for, or being paid by Hardcore Carnivore. And that seasoning right there, that really did come in clutch when it came in, I think, making it taste like a traditional Texas style brisket. Had a lot of briskets in my day, and it's really hard to achieve the kind of art where you can taste that salt, pepper, like just the main salt and pepper of true Texas barbecue. And right off the bat, that's what I tasted.
Pulled like a brisket, tasted like a brisket.
Passed the bend test.
Passed the bend test, as you saw on the camera. Taste test, obviously really good.
Now, what would you say as far as that beef tallow? Do you think that it really did add some richness and flavor?
Most definitely.
I definitely saw more beef flavor.
More beef flavor. Anyways, guys, this has been another episode of All the Smoke. Our first video. We hope y'all enjoyed it. More videos to come. please like, share, and subscribe. I'm sorry, like, share, and sub.
Sure.
Share. You know, tell your kids, tell your wife, tell your dog, tell your family, tell your uncle in prison. Doesn't matter. You know.
Tell his other wife.
Exactly. But anyways, it's my boy John right here. I'm Kevin, and see y'all in the next episode of All the Smoke Barbecue.
Thanks for watching.
Thank you.